Hello, I'd like to welcome you to this Bidders Conference for the Supporting Pennsylvania's Healthcare Sector Through Apprenticeships and Pre-Apprenticeships Grant Initiative. The purpose of this meeting is to provide you with information as detailed in the Notice of Grant Availability released on December 18th, and of course to allow for questions from you. My name is Jennifer Grooms, and I am the Grants Statistical Development and Special Projects Specialist for the Apprenticeship and Training Office. I'll be managing this grant, serving as your point of contact for questions and technical assistance. Everything that is being covered today is included in the NGA apart from questions and answers, which will be transcribed and provided in the near future. With all of that said, I'd now like to begin with a brief introduction of this initiative. On December 18th, the Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry released the Supporting Pennsylvania's Healthcare Sector Through Apprenticeships and Pre-Apprenticeships Notice of Grant Availability. The purpose of this NGA is to build upon the Creating Nursing Pathways Grant initiatives to provide two opportunities for funding in support of healthcare workers through the apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship model. Opportunity 1 supports the development of new registered apprenticeships or pre-apprenticeships. Opportunity 2 supports the expansion of existing registered apprenticeships or registered pre-apprenticeships. Opportunity 1 will award up to $400,000 per grantee to support the creation of new registered apprenticeships or pre-apprenticeships. Opportunity 2 will award up to $200,000 per grantee to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion in existing registered apprenticeships or registered pre-apprenticeships. Approximately $2 million in funding is available for supporting Pennsylvania's healthcare sector through apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships. Registered apprenticeships have 5 key components that differentiate the approach from other types of workplace training programs. The components include a paid job, on-the-job training, related technical instruction, mentorship, and credentials. This combination of components is what makes registered apprenticeship a viable option for giving career development opportunity to individuals who may not have been able to engage in it prior through more traditional methods. Registered pre-apprenticeship programs have 5 key components that lay the foundation for future apprentices by preparing qualified candidates with academic knowledge and skills training tailored to specific jobs and industries. Each pre-apprenticeship program establishes a connection to at least one existing registered apprenticeship program, offers approved training and curriculum, delivers hands-on learning through a variety of unique program designs and approaches, offers the opportunity to earn an industry-recognized credential and access to support services and career counseling. It is important to note the Apprenticeship and Training Office, the Field Staff Division. The Field Division will assist awardees to understand the process to register a new apprenticeship program. They will also be valuable in understanding the guidelines and regulations if you intend to expand an existing registered apprenticeship. Led by Supervisor Christy DeWitt and consisting of area apprenticeship and training representatives, also known as ATRs, in addition to special project ATRs, this division will be a vital partnership for grantees of this award. It is also important to note that the healthcare sector is covered by Special Project ATR Jared Young. If your organization is awarded a grant, there will be a deadline to engage with the ATR to begin planning. This should be noted in your application timeline. For more details on the application and how the ATRs fit into the registration process, we will cover that later in this presentation. Additional details will be provided once grantees are awarded. The Pre-Apprenticeship Division is led by Supervisor Danielle Demirovic and consists of 2 Pre-Apprenticeship and Training Representatives, or ATRs. As stated with the ATR Field Division review, the Pre-Apprenticeship Division will be a key partner for awardees of this grant. If you intend to use grant funds to develop a new registered pre-apprenticeship or expand an existing registered pre-apprenticeship, you will need to meet with a pre-apprenticeship ATR to plan the program. Again, as with the previous slide, it should be noted that if your organization is awarded a grant, there will be a deadline to engage with the pre-apprenticeship division to begin planning. This should be noted in your application timeline. Apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship programs funded by this grant must be registered with the Commonwealth. Awardees will have until 1 year from contract start date to finalize their registration or show progress towards the finalization of the registration. If a grantee intends to expand an existing registered apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship, the grantee is required to ensure registered program sponsors remain compliant with all U.S. and PA laws, policies, regulations, and standards. To learn more, please sign up for a registered apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship orientation, and you'll see the links in this slide. I will also provide them in the chat at the end of our presentation. Guides and resources are available for employers, training providers, and sponsors at our PA Career Link site. Again, this information will be provided in the chat at the end of our presentation. You will find material on PA regulations, standard practices, and starting registered apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeships at the PA Career Link site. Pennsylvania is projected to have a deficit of more than 277,711 healthcare workers, such as medical assistants, home health aides, and nursing assistants by 2026. An additional focus of this initiative is to reach underrepresented populations, which will increase equity through supporting multiple pathways to quality employment. Equity is distinguished from equality, whereas equality means providing the same to all. Equity means recognizing that not all individuals start from the same place and steps must be taken to address existing imbalances. Good jobs are the backbone of an equitable economy, supporting workers, families, businesses, and communities while strengthening Pennsylvania's economy. By creating pathways to good jobs, the initiative not only addresses workforce shortages, but also builds a stronger, more inclusive economy. The ATO looks to foster innovative care models that intertwine healthcare professionals with the grant initiative as a strategic and cross-sector investment. Through this grant opportunity, the ATO's overarching goals of this initiative are to encourage pathways to enter into healthcare occupations, develop career pathways for advancement in healthcare occupations, further support individuals in healthcare occupations and increase retention rates within healthcare occupations, expand existing healthcare registered apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship programs by serving additional apprentices and pre-apprentices from traditionally underserved populations. And of course, encouraging support for the development of workplace accessibility as it relates to physical and digital environments. Initiatives that focus on the following, which are specific to this grant opportunity and need to be addressed within the project narrative, include new, previously unfunded initiatives, initiatives utilizing a group model. Proposals demonstrate a commitment to serve and increase access to historically underrepresented and underserved students, workers, businesses, and communities. This includes such as addressing barriers to education and employment, design, creation, adjustment, and upgrade of environments and services to support both physical and digital accessibility for apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship participants in the work environment, and applicants who demonstrate collaboration with labor unions to support apprentices and pre-apprentices. And in order to meet this priority consideration, the labor union must either be the grant applicant or must provide a letter of support outlining specifics related to their involvement in this project. Eligible applicants include organizations that will serve as or currently serving as a sponsor or intermediary of a new or existing registered apprenticeships or pre-apprenticeships. If the applicant is not the program sponsor, the grantee must show significant evidence of the sponsor being an involved partner in this grant application. Who can be a sponsor or an intermediary? Businesses, community-based organizations, economic development organizations, industry associations, labor organizations, local education agencies, local workforce development boards, nonprofit organizations, post-secondary institution, public libraries, and STEM ecosystems. Additionally, the applicant must demonstrate the ability to coordinate, manage, and implement the design of the project, develop and implement the project budget, implement a strategy to collect, analyze, and report performance outcomes, and coordinate and evaluate the activities of the project. Be capable of monitoring and administering the fiscal components of the project, and be capable of submitting the required reporting elements at the required intervals as documented in the NGA. And of course, have the capacity to work with an evaluator. Applicants are also required to have a PASAP vendor identification number. This may be attained at no cost online or by calling the Vendor Data Management Unit at 717-346-2676 or toll free at 1-877-435-7363. It may take up to 2 weeks to receive a vendor number. If you're unable to obtain a Pennsylvania SAP vendor identification number in a timely fashion, you may submit the application prior to receipt. However, no grant will be awarded without documentation of a Pennsylvania vendor identification number. You will also need to have a unique entity ID. The unique entity ID is a 12-character alphanumeric ID assigned to an entity by sam.gov. For assistance in obtaining a new unique entity ID or to identify an existing unique entity ID, refer to the links and resources section within the NGA. And of course, comply with the Workforce Grant Agreement. Applicants who cannot meet these additional requirements at the time of award will relinquish their award. Fiscal agents or an organization that agrees to accept and be responsible for grant funds on behalf of the grantee. A fiscal agent is often a business or school that signs a legal contract with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and is responsible for all fiscal accounting. A fiscal agent is not the same as the head accountant or supervisor of the business department. The fiscal agent handles invoicing, payments, state and federal tax reporting, etc. It is important to note, if called upon, the fiscal agent must provide documents for state and federal auditing. In addition, the fiscal agent must take out employee dishonesty and theft insurance for at least $100,000. Some grantees serve as their own fiscal agents, if able, while other grantees ask eligible organizations such as a local workforce board to be their fiscal agent. If the local workforce Development Board, or LWDB, apply as a region, the region must appoint a single LWDB as the lead applicant who must always act as the fiscal agent. The required activities outlined below are intended to frame the types of services and/or activities permitted that would be necessary for successful program delivery. Applicants will engage in one or more of the following program delivery activities: projects supporting new apprentices from traditionally underserved populations during the grant period with the intent that a percentage maintain active status and/or successfully complete the program and achieve journey worker status. Projects utilizing a group model that support multiple counties, employers, and apprentices from traditionally underserved populations during the grant period with the intent that a percentage maintain active status and/or successfully complete the program and achieve journey worker status. Projects supporting pre-apprentices from traditionally underserved populations with the intent to successfully enroll and matriculate a number of completers into affiliated registered apprenticeship programs during the grant period. A successful project will result in one or more following outcomes being met. Through Opportunity 1, we will develop an individual registered apprenticeship program that serves at least 5 apprentices during the grant period with the intent that 80% remain active apprentices or successfully complete the program and achieve journey worker status. Additionally, with this, The use of funding to offset on-the-job learning and/or related technical instruction costs and provide wraparound support service in support of the new enrollments per project will equate to, at a minimum, $2,000 per apprentice. Also, Opportunity One offers to develop a registered apprenticeship program that utilizes a group model to support at least 3 employers and 15 apprentices with the intent that 80% remain active apprentices and/or successfully complete the program and achieve journey worker status. You'll again note that the use of fund to offset on-the-job learning or related technical instruction cost and provide wraparound support service in support of new enrollments per project will equate to a minimum of $2,000 per apprentice for this option. And the third option for Opportunity One is develop a registered pre-apprenticeship program that serves at least 15 pre-apprentices. Additionally, this project must result in successful enrollment and matriculation of at least 5 pre-apprentices completers into affiliated registered apprenticeships. The use of funding to offset paid work experience, related technical instruction costs, and support services, etc., directly in support of the new enrollments per project and will equate to, at a minimum, $600 per pre-apprentice. Opportunity 2, successful projects will result in one or more of the following outcomes being met. Expand an individual registered apprenticeship program that serves at least 5 apprentices from traditionally underserved populations with the intent that 80% remain active and/or successfully complete the program and achieve journey worker status during the grant period. Use of funding to offset on-the-job learning and related technical instruction and provide wraparound support service to new enrollments per project will equate to a minimum of $2,000 per apprentice. The second option under Opportunity 2 is expanded registered apprenticeship program that utilizes a group model that serves at least 3 employers and 15 apprentices from traditionally underserved populations with the intent that 80% remain active apprentices and/or successfully complete the program and achieve journey worker status during the grant period. Use of funding to offset OJL and RTI for new enrollments per project will equate to, at a minimum, $2,000 per apprentice. And finally, option 3 for Opportunity 2 is to expand a registered pre-apprenticeship program that serves at least 15 pre-apprentices from traditionally underserved populations during the grant period. Additionally, this project needs to result in a successful enrollment and matriculation of at least 5 pre-apprentice completers into the affiliated registered apprenticeship. Use of funding to offset paid work experience, related technical instruction costs, support services, etc., directly in support of new enrollments per project will equate to a minimum of $600 per pre-apprentice. Initial review criteria includes a comprehensive review of the material received. L&I will perform an initial review to determine that the applicant is eligible, the information required as seen in this NGA has been received by the deadline, and the proposal is aligned and responsive to the NGA. All mandatory components have been received, which includes application form, project summary cover, project narrative, letters of support, sustainability plan, timeline, goals and outcomes table, budget and budget justification, and worker protection certification form. Final awards will be based on a merit evaluation. Please refer to the NGA for specifics on the merit evaluation criteria. You can see listed here the criteria and the points. Application package specifications. The applicants must obtain and download the official NGA required documents from the L&I Grants website, which is provided here. Formatting and content needs to include single-spaced, 8.5 by 11 page size, 1-inch margins, 11-point Calibri font, Adobe portable document format with the exception of the timeline, goals and outcomes, and the budget, page numbers in the footer, Applications may not include hyperlinks and no proprietary or sensitive business information. Completed applications must include the following components: an application form saved using the naming convention on the screen. A sample of the application form can be found in Appendix A. Applications must also include a project summary cover page using the naming convention on the screen. A sample of the cover page can be found in Appendix B. Applications must include a project narrative using the naming convention on this page. As part of the narrative, a timeline must be included, as well as goals and outcomes table and a sustainability plan. Samples of these documents can be found in Appendices C, D, and E of the NGA, respectively. Applications must also include 1 to 3 letters of support. Letters of support should demonstrate partner commitment and strong, high-quality cross-sector partnerships committed to working collaboratively to implement the project. Letters should include information on the partner's specific role, responsibility, and nature of their commitment to the project. Please see Appendix F for a template. We will now take a closer look at each appendix. Starting with Appendix B, you will see the requirement to place the Rapid Sponsor ID number for applicants that will be proposing to expand a currently registered apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship program. If you are proposing to add a new occupation to an existing registered apprenticeship, you will need to enter the Rapid Sponsor ID number. Next, you will see the 2 opportunities to select from and the outcomes specific to each opportunity. Priority consideration categories are listed for applicants to select. Some of the priority considerations request a page number within the project narrative regarding the aspect of the considerations. Here is an up-close look at priority considerations and the expectation to check the boxes and list the page number of where the details can be found. Priority consideration scoring is provided here. You will note the amount provided to each of the 5 opportunities that you can fall under for priority consideration. Appendix C requires the applicant to detail the need for the program and clearly identify the initiatives of the NGA. Next to the appendix, you will note the score sheet, which is taken directly from the NGA's evaluation criteria. The scoring criteria identifies the design and management of the apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship. Appendix D is the timeline of the project. Include benchmarks specific to goals and outcome achievements, provide tentative registration dates for new apprenticeships or pre-apprenticeships to be developed, and the high-level details found in the project narrative. Note the 1-year time limit on when program registration or show of active progress toward registration is required. You need to note that in your timeline. Appendix F is the sustainability plan. Appendix E offers opportunity 1 or 2 goals, outcomes to start your planning. Click the box in 1, 2, and 3 that align with the selection of your project need. Indicate the performance metrics, evaluation methods, target numbers, etc. Additional goals and outcomes can be added below in boxes 4 and 5. Please note that you only fill out one table, whether it be a new apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship being developed or expansion of an existing apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship. Appendix F is the sustainability plan, which is a high-level review of the information found in the project narrative. It must note how the apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship will continue beyond the grant. Appendix G is the template of the letter of support from partners for your project. 1 to 3 letters of support are required. Applications must also include a completed grant financial reporting package. This package includes a detailed budget tab that includes expenditures by line item, requested and leveraged funds, budget justification. The budget will become the financial basis for any grant award, including making cost reimbursement payments over the course of the project. This must be submitted as an Excel spreadsheet. The budget will be evaluated based on the evaluation criteria above: efficient and effective use of the funding, cost reasonableness, and the relationship to proposed activities. Budgets must be for the period of performance July 1, 2025 to March 31st, 2026. This package also includes a tab for the budget justification. Applicants must justify each expenditure by line item, including the cost proposed in each cost category and any other information to support the budget. Finally, applications must include a worker protection certification form using the naming convention on the screen. A sample of this form can be found in Appendix F of the NGA. To review budget categories, please reference the quick reference guide available on the DL&I website for details. The GFRP has 4 tabs. The first tab will auto-populate based on the information placed in the Budget and Expense Details tab. The Budget Justification Instruction tab will provide you with details on what should be listed in the Budget Justification tab. As a reminder for both opportunities, at a minimum, $2,000 per apprentice must be budgeted to support on-the-job learning training or related technical instruction and provide wraparound support service. At a minimum, for applications supporting pre-apprentices, $600 per pre-apprentice needs budgeted to support work experience, RTI, and wraparound support services. The totals are listed on the screen and in the NGA. Incomplete application packages or application packages that do not meet the identified specifications will not be reviewed or scored. Please note that the timeline, goals and outcomes table, sustainability plan, letters of support, budget form, budget justification, and EO 2021-06 worker protection certification form do not count towards the total number of pages. Application packages must be submitted electronically to the ATO grants at pa.gov by the application deadline. The subject line for your email submission must include supporting healthcare grant application and your organization name. An email response will be sent upon receipt of your application. This is confirmation that the application was received by the application deadline. If you do not receive an email response, please contact the ATO Central Office at 717-787-6997. Be prepared to provide details about your submission, such as email proof of submission from your sent in items folder, your contact information, and the name of the grant for which you're applying. Applications are due by February 28th, 2025 at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Late applications will not be accepted. Estimated funding and award size include an approximate $2 million in available grants and will be awarded and funded competitively based on 2 opportunities for the development and expansion of registered apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships. L&I anticipates a performance period beginning July 1, 2025 to March 31st, 2027. This NGA is 100% state funded. Additional information regarding award notices, grant agreements, reporting and evaluation, and allowable and disallowable costs and expenses can be found in the NGA. Grant expenses will be paid on a reimbursement basis only. Grant expenses include actual costs that are accompanied by supporting documentation with monthly invoices submitted through the CareerLink site, also known as the CWDS. Questions regarding the content of this NGA must be submitted via email to atogrants@pa.gov. And please use the following email subject line: supporting healthcare grant application and your organization's name. That concludes the overview of the NGA. We will now begin to review questions and answers. You will have until January to submit questions that will then be transcribed and posted on the website. This concludes the Bidders Conference for supporting Pennsylvania's healthcare sector through apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships grant program. On this slide, I've included general contact information. On behalf of the ATO, I'd like to thank you for joining us today and have a great day.